Hello, this is Panagiotis Valtsistas from Telesto Technologies, and I'm going to present to you the smart environment and smart devices that we're developing in the SafePASS project. The overall scope is to bring smart technology into cruise ships, mainly for safe evacuation, also for training and maintenance, but last but not least, leisure. So the overall scope of what we're doing and how we worked was that we started with collaborative work, meaning that we focused on the stakeholders and people who know things about cruise ships. And we had the questionnaires, interviews, and online surveys with them. And we also had the workshops, and we reviewed documentation and paper on how smart technology can assist in evacuation. So the needs we really identified and have to be satisfied through the technologies we're bringing to the project is mainly to facilitate evacuation during an emergency event. Also, we have to enhance crew training and maintenance so that they provide safety to the passengers. So the focus will be on the passengers who cannot follow the crowd in an evacuation scenario and have to be assisted somehow through smart technology. So the overall logo and motto is nobody left behind, and that's what we're going to achieve through smart technologies. And in this sense, the technologies we identified that are applicable here are technologies for the Lifejacket, so that we can make it smart, and also for the smartphone that everybody has, all the passengers on board will have a smartphone. So it will be made their personal assistant during evacuation. And all this will be enabled through indoor localization techniques so that we know and the passengers know at each time where they are in the ship so they can follow the evacuation route in order to go to the exit. And as I said before, the end users that we are going to focus on are the passengers, most of the people on board, also the crew members through training and maintenance, and as I said, the maintenance staff. So let's go to the smart environment in a whole, and we have 4 components here. We have equipment for Lifejacket, which are used for passenger identification. When they go to the master station and put on their life jackets, we have to know who has what, which life jacket. And once they have put it on, they can be navigated to an exit or to the exit that has been identified for them through haptic vibration sensors and also through audio instructions. And all this is enabled through indoor localization, where UWB technology, ultra-wideband technology is used. The second component that we have developed is the smart wristband, which will be worn by the passengers, and it does 2 things. It detects the stress level so that we know at what condition the passenger is, and also it senses physiological indicators of the passenger, like heart rate. The third component is augmented reality applications, which where we have 2 kinds. We have those that need a HoloLens headset, meaning a headset and AR headset, and others which need just a mobile device, either phone or tablet. And the fourth and last component of the smart environment is the passenger mobile app, where you can use whatever phone you have, because all passengers will have different phones, and it will be used to navigate the passenger to the exits. Also, in emergency situation, easy and one-button group chatting with all the family members that might be in another department of the ship. And also, in case of emergency, you can, with one button, request assistance from the crew, and the crew will know exactly who you are and where you are, so they can come and get you. And all this is enabled by indoor localization through another technology, which is more popular in the phones. It's BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy. Let's go and have a look at each one components. So we have the life jacket equipment. Here, as you can see, all these are the hardware that we're using. And we start by the activation switch. Once you put on, the passenger puts on the life jacket, he or she has to activate it. And like this, we have everything powered on. And the microcontroller, the main microcontroller unit, it connects everything, and it connects all this equipment to the SafePASS central system through Wi-Fi. We also have an NFC antenna, which is a scannable chip on the chest, so the crew can scan it, and also it can connect to the wristband of the passenger and connect to all the signals that the wristband gets. We also have the navigation button. Once you want to be navigated, you push it, and the two different navigation methods that we're using will be enabled. And as we said before, everything is enabled through localization, that we know and the passenger knows at each time where he or she is, so it can go to the correct exit. Let's go to the two functionalities that we have here. We have haptic actuators, which are vibration sensors put on the left and the right shoulder, and it senses the direction of the passenger and directs it to the correct exit or to the correct route. The second is the passenger chatbot, where it's a module that it has a wired earplug. Okay, it will be wired, so it's more easy not to be lost. And it senses where the passenger is and can navigate and give him or her instructions on which route to follow. And also, since the instructions will be in language, the passenger can change the language. If it starts with English, it can say something in Spanish, and it will understand it and change everything to Spanish. So the passenger can be navigated in his or her native language or something close to it, because we will not have all the languages of the world. The second component is the smart wristband, which will be connected both to the mobile phone of the passenger and the life jacket equipment. So it can be coupled, and it can provide and send everything to the central system. It also, and another main attribute is that it provides passenger identification, so that the life jacket knows which passenger it is. And also the crew, once they activate it, they know which life jacket belongs to which passenger. And last but not least, the most important thing we're working on is how we can detect stress level based only on the wristband that the passenger wears, and how also we can reliably measure other biosignals like heart rate or oxygen saturation, which are very important on how we treat evacuation. The third component, a suite of components, is augmented reality applications. And we have three kinds of them. We have crew training apps, where we render 3D models of natural objects. So we have natural interactions. As you can see in the second screen below, we have a virtual hand, which is enabled by the hand of the crew. And we also have voice command and audio guidance. The second AR application is maintenance app, where the staff can scan with QR codes the objects, physical objects, and retrieve information out of them. So a virtual world is created. The third, which is enabled by a mobile phone, are applications for crew rescue assistant and passenger assistant, meaning that when a passenger requests assistance, then the crew is guided to the rescue point through the application. And also from the other side, the passenger, whenever on the ship, can scan QR codes and know where he or she is, or have other additional information on these spaces, and also can be navigated through AR features to the exit or master stations during evacuation. So we go to the last component of the smart environment, the passenger mobile app. Just to start with, it will be compatible with all the devices, either iOS, meaning Apple, or Android. So it will be for all passengers. And it can also provide passenger identification during check-in. Once the passengers check in on board, then the crew and the ship system can know which passenger it is, because next it will help during evacuation. In any case, all the data that are collected through the phone and the mobile app stay there. So there's no personal data leakage, and everything is compliant to all the regulations like GDPR. The functionalities that we have developed are twofold. The first is for leisure time. During evacuation on board the cruise ship, the passengers can use the mobile app just to navigate to different points of interest. Let's say you're going to go to the theater, you don't even know where you are. You go, take me to the theater, and it takes you to the theater, as you can see here in the second screen. You also have multiple other options, as you can see on the first picture, like instructions on how to wear life jacket, or in case of emergency, you can have one button rescue request for assistance, as you can see the red button below, and somebody comes there and he knows where you are and comes to collect your help here. And then it comes let's say the most serious thing we're developing is how we can enable easier and safer evacuation during an emergency situation. So in this case, as you can see the header here, it's red, it means evacuation. So it opens the navigation map, and it tells you you're here, you have to go there, because that's your personal exit. So it takes you there, then it can take you to the next floor, and navigate you directly where you should be. And all this, it's personalized, meaning that we get information from the central SafePASS system that every passenger should go to different exits based on their location and based on the situation of the routes in front. Also, either in leisure time or during evacuation, the passengers are given two more options. The first is group chatting with their families, because the passengers might be, during the evacuation, in another department of the ship, and his family members on the other. So they can group chat like this. Just some simple predefined messages so that they know that everybody is safe. Also, the third option is request for assistance. If somebody is left behind and doesn't know where he or she is or has a problem, one button request for assistance, and it goes directly to the crew, and they know that there's a person requesting assistance, and they go directly to collect him or her, and nothing else is needed. Just you push it, and somebody will be notified. Let me show you a video here. We open the app. I will go you through. So we log in. Here are the main menu, and here are some instructions or some other features. You can familiarize yourself with the different decks of the ship. This is before evacuation, so that you know where you are and where you can go. Also some instructions like how you can wear your life jacket, and some other textual instructions on what you have to do and how you can use the life jacket. So we're in leisure, nothing has happened yet, and we want to discover the ship. And you're here, we go to the easy navigation, and it takes me to the casino or other points of interest. It also takes me to theater or whatever points or spaces the ship has. Now, either in leisure or in emergency, you can text your family and you can request assistance with the on button. Now we're on evacuation. The red header, that's what it means. And it opens the map and it tells you, you're here, follow directions, and I will guide you to the exit points. And that's all. So, thank you very much.